Good morning, everyone. Good morning, profitable traders. Welcome to today's analysis, top-down analysis. This analysis is brought to you by After Effects. I hope your day is going well so far. And I hope you're taking good advantage of our trade calls here. I hope you're hitting it big in the market and making giant strides so far. If you're making giant strides in the market based on this analysis that we've been doing consistently for a while now, can you kindly signify in the chat box? There's no sound. Can you hear me now? Okay. All right, while I wait for you to tell us your success story in the chat box, due to our analysis, I'll just head straight to my chart. So I'll be analyzing the dollar index, DXY, this morning. As we have been saying for a while now, on the weekly time frame, DXY is bullish. And we can see that from the most recent swing, price is currently reacting off 78.6 fib level. And where's my incentive for price? I want price to trade into this fair value gap on the weekly time frame for our DXY. So on the weekly time frame, I'm looking at a bullish dollar. Can you see my screen now? All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. So down to our daily time frame. All right. Now to our daily time frame, I am still seeing a bullish dollar. I'm still seeing a bullish dollar. My first point of interest, or where I'd want to take my profit, is here, this value gap here. I want price to trade all the way before I'm like confident enough to take my first profit. Although price has tapped into this fair value gap a bit and is reacting off it. And then my second point of interest in taking profit is this liquidity residing above. So I am still very bullish on the dollar on the daily time frame. Down to our 4-hour time frame, of course, during the news, price created a bit of a fair value gap here, and you can see that price retraced into this fair value gap. So I want to see dollar retrace a bit into this fair value gap here. So on the 4-hour, I am saying that dollar would sell a bit into this fair value gap. It's just a retracement. It is not the overall trend. The overall trend is a bullish trend, but I want to see dollar price trading into this fair value gap, I beg your pardon, before I continue my bullish ride to the upside. And same thing with the 2-hour. I want price to trade into this fair value gap. It is already marked a bit. So for now, for the 4-hour and 2-hour, I am seeing a little bit of dollar weakness. I'd want to see dollar trading into this fair value gap before I have the confidence to ride dollar all the way up. So dollar will trade into this fair value gap for the time being before riding all the way up. It created this gap during the news. It filled it up. I want it to still come here and fill this fair value gap before I go bullish all the way. Then I will be analyzing, beg your pardon, dollar correlated pairs. All right, for the Euro USD dollar correlated pairs, on the weekly time frame, you can see that Euro USD is clearly bearish and it is reacting off 78.6 fib level to the downside. My first point of interest and where I'd want to take my first profit is when price trades into this fair value gap here, as you can see. And then my second take profit is when I see price clearing this low on the weekly time frame. Down to our daily time frame, right? It is still very bearish. So the first point that I'd like to see, that I'd like to take my profit is when price trades into this fair value gap here. It's really tiny. And the second take profit will be when price takes out this low and this very little liquidity residing to the downside. So down to our 4-hour time frame, right? Price is still very bearish, but I'm expecting that price will trade all the way to this fair value gap residing here. If you can see this, price would be trading all the way here before it goes down. Here's a shoulder, here's a sweep, here's a break. I want price to return to the shoulder and sell all the way down. When price returns here, I'll be very confident to take a short on the Euro USD pair for the 4-hour time frame. And I think it's the same thing for the 1-hour time frame. There's a shoulder, there's a sweep, price, and there's a break. And price will return here. Price has already tapped into it, and it looks like price still wants to return into the shoulder before going all the way down. So I am looking at selling Euro USD short term. It is not the little buy to the upside is just a retracement. The sell is the overall trend for the Euro USD. I am interested in selling the Euro USD. So I will just patiently wait for my entry signature to come to me before taking the sell. But you can take the buy short term, very short term, maybe 20 pips maximum. You shouldn't stay and target 50 pips, 20 pips maximum for the buy. So wait for price to get into our point of interest before shorting. If you don't want to take the buy, if you're not so confident about taking the buy, you can wait for the sell to come to you before, taking it down. Down to GBP USD. Now, on our weekly time frame, right? Let me just draw this swing from point A to point B. Right. So price has been stalling here, creating a bit of a range from 61.8 fib level. So I really expect price to sell off from 61.8 level. And my first take profit will be when price comes into this very tiny fair value gap. Sorry. When price taps into this very tiny fair value gap. And my second point of taking profit will be when price takes out this low on the weekly time frame. Down to our daily time frame, we can see that price kind of broke out of this range slightly, out of this range that has been stalling for a while slightly. And I want to see price trading into this fair value gap all the way down on the daily time frame, all the way down, trading into this fair value gap and taking all of this little liquidity residing to the downside. So on the 4-hour time frame, right, price has tapped into this fair value gap and is coming down. So I am very bearish on GBP USD. 2-hour time frame, right? I'd want to see price trade into this fair value gap to fill it up before I am confident to ride it all the way down. So price still has a little incentive to go and fill this fair value gap before going down. So if you're patient, kindly wait for price to fill this fair value gap before you are confident enough to slam you down on the 2-hour time frame. So on the 1-hour time frame, I'm seeing a shoulder, a sweep, a break, and this is looking at a return into the shoulder and this fair value gap before price keeps going down. So I'm seeing a little buy on the GU before I am confident enough to sell GU. So GU retrace into this fair value gap and into the shoulder before going all the way down. So I am done for now. Is there any question so far? Is there any question so far? If there are no questions, I'd like to hear my colleagues' bias on the various pairs I just analyzed. TJ, what do you think? What's your bias on the GU and EU and dollar?
Okay, good morning, everyone. Seeing that we're about to end the week, for GU, I think just like you said, it may buy a little up. Looking at the price action and the structure that price has created, I think GU may trade a little up to cover for the imbalances above. And then using our box strategy, we're seeing that there's a potential entry there around 1.2646 level, 1.264 levels. We're expecting GU to trade all the way to that place and then before it starts coming down. Already we know that overall our bias for GU based off higher time frames, daily, weekly, and monthly, we are bearish. So for us to now take advantage of that bearishness, we need to also be patient to wait for GU to align to our point of interest properly before we jump in. However, seeing the news released today, that is retail sales for the GBP, it came out higher than expected, so it caused a little pump in GU. So we're hoping that based off the volatility or the momentum from the news, GU is going to trade into our point of interest. For Euro USD, based on sentiment, Euro is not looking so strong as it used to be. Currently, GBP US is leading in terms of the competition between the both of them as a preferred buy. So currently, Euro USD is looking like looking more of a sell, right? The Euro US is looking more of a sell, but there's still a little more confirmation that we may wait to see. Some people who are a little more aggressive may have jumped in already. That is also fine. Those who are more conservative can wait for maybe some proper break of structure on the 1 hour. On lower time frames, we've seen break of structure already. But we can wait on the 1 hour and wait for price to break 1.26750 region or 1.26500 region. Thereabouts. If you can wait for price to break those levels, those will lose on the 1 hour. You can continue with the sell. Okay, so If you're not already in, you can just wait for that break of structure and retest, and then you continue with the sell. So that's just about it. I think those will be maybe the likely trades for today, short of Euro USD, and then for GBP USD, you would have to wait maybe possibly in New York session. You may see price trade into our point of interest before we trade it. So for GU, I'll personally be sitting on my hands. For EU, those who are in our TDA Plus group, they already took a sell of Euro USD yesterday. You can see that sharp sell from the left shoulder. If you can pull up Euro USD chart, we had just okay. So there's a shoulder on the left hand side on the 1 hour time frame, and then price traded into that shoulder. The shoulder, yeah, look at it here. So the shoulder above, the red horizontal line above. On our TDA Plus group, the guys they are already selling. Okay, so they sold off from that left shoulder to the downside. Some are still in, and some are still some are already out. Maybe it's one is to one, but most likely Euro US is still going to drop. So for those people on our TDA group, TDA Plus group, we got them covered already. They're already making the money. So for those who are not in already, you can wait for a break for structure and then you join in the trade. So that will be all for now. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, CJ. I'll be calling on Lekon to this is.
Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Cynthia, the birthday girl, I've seen a lot of messages in the chat box here wishing Cynthia happy birthday. And from every one of us from Value Flow Trading Floor, we are saying a very big happy birthday to you. You know, we are going to Dirty Friday today because it's Cynthia's birthday. All right. Great, great, great. Thank you, everyone. She's saying a big thank you to you. And going forward today, moving forward on today's TDA, I want you, if you've not shared it with your friends, your colleague, everyone you know who are traders, and even those who are still looking out to get some, you know, other streams of income, you can easily share the TDA link with them. Let them join. You are doing them good for sharing the TDA link with them. Do that as fast as possible. And also, as you know, that this session of TDA is powered by Octa FS, our preferred broker. So it's very, very important you open an account with Octa FS. You're going to see the steps to which you can open an account with Octa FS in the chat box. Just click on the link, create your account, fund it with at least $100, and send us the screenshot of your deposit and also your MT4 balance. When you send it to us, we are going to add you to our TDA Plus group where we have our trade call for every traders here on the floor. Once again, this chat box is full of happy birthday, Cynthia. The more we get happy birthday, Cynthia, the more dollars I'm going to collect from her. All right. Yeah, great. Now, straight to today's TDA on gold. yesterday was a missed day for gold, even though there was a lot of noise in the market. Now, looking at it, moving forward, we have on the weekly time frame, gold is still very much bullish. However, on the daily time frame, where we expect it to, short into, which is this, our daily order block, we can see it here, the daily order block, that's where gold came to. And at the same time, we see something on the 4-hour time frame, which is this. You can see this on the 4-hour time frame, where gold actually short into on the 4-hour time frame. This is it here, this order block on 4-hour. You can see this, that's where it came back to. That was on Wednesday, and it began to rally all the way to the upside. However, there's still a level of POI inside here. If you look at your chart very well, this is more of a shoulder and a sweep than a forceful break. So which means we can still see some level of pullback on gold. But the current move right now, if you look at it on the 1-hour time frame, we already see a structural shift on 1 hour. However, looking at this last volume imbalance, we expect gold to still trade to some level here, somewhere at this point here, which is going to be a flip zone around this side. But if you are looking to short gold right now, if you intend to short it, it's going to be around this flip zone. Yesterday, we intend to short gold prior to the unemployment claim, were around 230 with a 15 pips SL, and it kicked me out. Yes, it did that. So it's not the market is nobody's house. We get to see what we trade what we see, and sometimes even what you see, you need to use Aesop soap to wash your face very well, so that what you see won't become what you don't want to see again. All right. So, and it was so massive. Thank God we were out of the market prior to the news, because if you are in the market before the news and the news caught you there, there's something we call slippage, which will slip your account to hell, but you don't want to see that happen to you. Now, on the 1-hour time frame, if you are looking to short, where are the levels we intend to short from? We are going to see this around this level here. This is a shoulder somewhere around this place. This is a shoulder on the higher time frame. And remember, the higher the time frame, the wider your SL. But the more you streamline it to the lower time frame, just to see it more clearer, and you can see the shoulder here. This is one here, somewhere around this place, and your SL will just be less than 40 pips above this place here, and that is that for gold. Oh, someone said village people can do. Seriously, it is. Yes, yesterday gold came to the market with some gains to flog everyone. All right, and it's part of the game. Now, looking at it, if you want to short it, this would be a very good place to short from. However, we still want to see, I am still looking at something here. If you look at the bullish structure here, can you see this is a sweep, and we can see break to the upside here. So we may see price react somewhere around this level again. When price comes to that zone, this shoulder below here, we are going to see price react from that level. So, and remember, if you are taking a mid probability trade, yes, I'll call it mid probability trade, which means is not that much. So your SL will be very, very small, like 15 to 20 pips. Get the point now. Now, looking at this particular trade for the long now, if you want to long it around this place, your SL will just be less than around 10 pips. Yes, this is the entry, 1986, and your SL will be 1984, 20 pips. So you can easily take that. 20 pips SL on gold is still a very, very normal thing. Now, looking at it on the lower time frame, 15 minutes, to see what exactly are we looking at in the market. We can see now, right now, on the 15-minute time frame, the market is forming what some people would call a bullish flag, which is still giving us a move to the upside. However, we saw some level of break around this level, and price came back there, couldn't hold it, and is just talking in between here. So inside this range is what you may call nobody know how zone. meaning if anything break out either to the upside or to the downside, make sure you are not on the wrong side. Better you see it from the lower time frame again to see if there is any clear move on the lower time frame. Now on the lower time frame on 5 minutes now, all we can see on 5 minutes is price is still sitting inside that range. And whenever gold is ranging like that and it does not give you a specific entry, brothers and sisters, you don't want to catch yourself in that kind of zone, so that it is going to whipsaw up or down. And remember, we have some fundamental news which we are still going to check towards the end of today's TDA today in the afternoon. Now, for gold right now, we are not seeing any entry for anything right now. The market is just ranging there. If you want, this is the kind of market that you are going to see buy and you are going to see sell at the same time. Now, the moment verdicts begin to conflict in your head is not obvious. And like our dear trader here, we say, CJ, if it is not obvious, it is dubious. If you are not seeing it well, just close your chart and go and sleep. Missing a trade one day won't make you hungry. All right. So looking at the yen basket, let's quickly take a look at the yen basket. The yen basket on the daily time frame yesterday, since the Japanese yen is still sitting on a very big recession now, and you can see the yen is it keeps tanking since last year. The low of November last year is what seems to be broken soon now, but we don't know what is going to happen here. But I am still suspecting that this low of last year, yen may defend that low. But if it's finally taken out, then we know that the Japanese yen has totally, sank into a no-return river. All right. On the 4-hour time frame, if you look at it on the 4-hour time frame, all structure is being bearish. However, we still expect, even if it's just small, just try and breathe up a bit. You get it now, but the market keep digging down. And on the 1-hour time frame, it's still very much bearish, and that should give us something that we should be very mindful of. The bearish move keeps going down, 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 down. So which means every other yen correlated pairs, we expect them to rally. We expect them to rally. Except the fact that we may not see UJ rallying that much. Because if you want to know reason why I said that, you may reach out to us to get one of our value flow model, which is going to explain what that really means to you. All right. Now, on the 15-minute time frame, if you look at the yen basket, it's still very much bearish, and it's just clearing lows to the downside, which means yen correlated pair, GJ, is still very much bullish to the upside. Now let's look at GJ on the 4-hour time frame. We are going to see it just continue its move all the way to the top. And remember, I think it was on Tuesday or Monday when Boss gave this particular clarity that for us to see it short again, that means it's going, when it breaks this low, then we can start shorting it. However, we're still expecting it to rally all the way to the top, and that's what we are seeing happening here. Now, if you see it, all this is just more of a rally, but the moment price broke this low to the downside, then you're going to see this turning to a new shoulder. Then when price comes back there, we follow it to the downside. Is there any entry on GJ currently now? Looking at what is going on now, the market is just kind of quiet to some extent, and that level of quietness means a lot. So we should be able to, exercise patience, which is the first quality of a good trader, not, just jumping in and out of the market, which makes you a gambler and not a trader. Now, if you look at this again on 5 minutes, price is not really giving any clean entry for GJ. So we have to take it well and understand the flow of the market. When we get that well, then we move clearly with it. So once again, I'm going to advised us that if your schematic is not showing up in the market, just wait and see when they show up and take the trade accordingly, which means trade cautiously and use your proper risk management strategy. That is that. So if there's any question, I would like to take your questions. Just type in your questions. If there's any questions, type in your questions here and let's see. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for showing up once again. Cynthia, sorry, VFT online family. Cynthia, where's the birthday girl? Today is your birthday. All right.
Yes, sir.
So,
she's here.
She's here. Okay, let her come and stand beside you. Anyways, yesterday we made a statement that we are expecting the dollar to sell off. Oh my God. Oh my
Sir,
God.
that's my Ologo, my cat.
Guy, remove your hand from maintain a professional. We are a professional firm. Maintain a professional distance. Lekon, stop being a canopy people that shift. Let those who can. She's single. Look at this Lekon. Don't let this thing. So any trader that has withdrawn from a prop firm account 200,000 and above, you have withdrawn recently, and you love the Lord, feel free to just. And if you have not withdrawn, but you have plans by April, May to withdraw, please feel free to do that. Happy birthday, Cynthia. Pray this will be your best year ever. We'll talk. I just wanted them to see your face and just let them know that you are also single. Although I don't know it would be good for two traders to marry. I don't think that house will experience psychological balance. Anyways, so back to the issue on ground. Yesterday, I said that it's looking like the dollar may sell off. How many of you remember that I said that it's looking like the dollar may sell off? I also said, yes, however, that there's a lot of imbalance that needs to be cleared. And yes, the dollar sold off. But mind you, like I always say, especially for those who are in the TDA class, TDA plus, the actual trade signal class, please let's celebrate our traders. Demola, CJ, Lekon, especially Demola for putting those trade calls out there. And we put the trade calls in less than 4-6 hours. We review the trades, very transparent, very simple, very clear process. So he showed us a setup, and those of you who placed your pending orders, you should have made money from off of those trades. What am I seeing today? Number one, today is a Friday. Today is a Friday. Fridays are very tricky, especially during New York session on Fridays. You see some sharp moves. Exactly. They say Demola too good. Demola is good, man. Some sharp moves in the market on Fridays. So bear that in mind. That's one. Number two, as much as is possible, what I'm seeing today is very tricky. Show me euro. Okay, yes, DXY. Yeah, show it to me on the 1 hour. Let's see DXY on the 1 hour or 4 hour. Let's start from 4 hour. Okay. This was my analysis yesterday about the fair value gap and where price will return to. Okay.
Yes, this is it.
This was my analysis of yesterday, ba?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's see it. Now, it's a bit tricky now because price is forming fair value gaps everywhere. Everywhere. And today is a Friday. Today is a Friday. So where price is now, we've seen a return back to that order block. Price should go up. But there's another challenge. There is another order block and a fair value gap, which is an IOFD on the top. So price can actually go either direction. So if you are taking any trade today versus the dollar, go for short-term scalps. Short-term scalps. 1:1. Once you hit your 1:1, close your trade and go out. What I'm seeing here is I've seen liquidity below at 103.48, and we need to see price return to those levels. We need to see price return to those levels. It has grabbed external liquidity. Look at the liquidity on the 6th of February. those double tops. So price has grabbed it. Now that it has grabbed it all the way, it has come back down. Where is price going? If price breaks 104.00, 104.00, that range, what will have formed? Shoulder will have been formed on the 6th. Price will have tapped into our POI yesterday, which is what it did. And then price will have broken structure to the downside. So where will price be going? Obviously, price will be going to 103.00. So this is how you ask yourself, on the higher time frame, has it grabbed the external liquidity? Has it done a sweep of a shoulder? If it has done a sweep of a shoulder, you have to go and look at the opposite liquidity. That's where price is going. So price moves from liquidity to liquidity. Price moves from swing highs to swing lows. The second thing the price does is price targets imbalances, fair value gaps. Price targets fair value gaps. So that is how price moves. Let's see it on the 2-hour. I hope this is helpful for somebody. All right. Price has taken out that liquidity. What is left? Liquidity on the other side. That's where price is going to. It wants to take out that opposite liquidity. Now, if price doesn't do that, what it means is price has taken out imbalance. It has taken out a fair value gap. Because it has taken out this fair value gap, it can move to the upside. Because that's what price does. It takes out fair value gaps and it takes out opposite liquidity. So now it has taken out this fair value gap. What's the next thing it's supposed to do? It should take out liquidity below. Below. That's right there, exactly. And then once it takes out that liquidity below, where is it going? Price is always going for fair value gaps or opposite liquidity. So if it takes out that liquidity, where is it going? That fair value gap. Now, after it takes out that fair value gap, where is it going? Opposite liquidity. So we don't know whether it will always be from opposite liquidity to fair value gap to opposite liquidity. It can do opposite liquidity to fair value gap and go back to target a sweep. But we just watch it using sentiment to know what will happen. So now that we put US dollar index, let's look at Euro USD, juxtapose it. So we'll have an idea of what can likely happen. Is this helpful or is confusing? IRL to ERL. So I there is internal, Abi, E is external. I don't know what RL is. You can explain it, but I'm sure we are saying the same thing. Let's see Euro USD. Euro USD. So we establish trends on the higher time frame, but we know how price moves. Okay, Euro USD. Aha. Okay. Based on this Euro USD, I've seen the shoulder, I've seen the break of liquidity is coming down. Is coming down. So we now have to make sure that DXY is going to the upside because this now is coming down. How do we know? Shoulder, you can see the shoulder, you can see the sweep, you can see the break of structure. Then a return back there. So where is price coming? Price is going to 1.0726. After it does that, it will either go back up to the fair value gap above 1.08 or it will come back down to break 1.068. If you are in a sell, once price gets to 1.0726 or 730, close half. Close half. Move your stop loss to break even and see where price will likely go. So these are the pillars of trading. Price targets liquidity. Where is liquidity? Liquidity is at the swing high or the swing low. Where else is liquidity? Liquidity is at the fair value gap. Where else is liquidity? Liquidity is at the other block that produced the fair value gap. These are the three places that price is targeting. I'll say that again so you can be sure on it. Price is targeting liquidity at the highs and at the lows. Price is targeting liquidity inside the fair value gap. So maybe this is what you do. You'll be showing them the highs and the lows as I'm saying it. Where is price targeting? Price is targeting the swing highs and the swing lows. Show us a swing high there. Exactly. So there was a swing high before it, which is the shoulder. So price targeted that opposite liquidity and took it out. That's the swing high from the 7th. 1 p.m. on the 7th, all that, let's mark that. That's the shoulder that was before that liquidity sweep. All those double tops there, that range, take it up a bit. That whole range, it should be like a box. That's fine. That whole region was a swing high. So what did price do? Price took out the left shoulder because that's what price is always doing. It takes out the liquidity. So there's liquidity there. It took it out. So after taking that out, where is the next place it's going for? It went for the opposite liquidity. That's there. What did price do? It took it out. That is how price moves. After taking it out, where is the next place price is going? The internal liquidity. And what's that? The liquidity at the fair value gap and the liquidity at the other block just before the fair value gap. Do you see that there's liquidity there? What did price go and do?
To tap it out.
It took it out. So after taking it out, what's the next thing price is going to do? Price is going to take out the liquidity either at the high or the opposite liquidity below. Does this make sense? This is how price moves. Exactly. Fair value gaps, other blocks. Those are the internal liquidity. Swing highs, swing lows. Those are the external liquidity points. How do we know which one is going to do? We use sentiment to know which one it will go for first. So how do I know which one Euro USD we take out now? Is Euro USD going to take out the opposite liquidity? I put DXY. So I put DXY. Let's see DXY to see where the liquidity is going to be taken out. So this is how you use sentiment and structure. So this is DXY, which does the opposite. DXY, if it breaks down to get the opposite liquidity, where is Euro USD going to do? Where is Euro USD going to target? Because there's liquidity there now. It has taken out that shoulder, it's going for the next one. If DXY comes down to target that opposite liquidity, what does that tell us about Euro USD?
Wow.
I need your answers. That means okay, Terminus seems to be, you are not a new trader, sir. You obviously know what you are doing. Let's hear from the other people. Going up, thank you. This is how we at Value Flow Trading gauge where it is going. We use sentiment to say, oh, if it is coming here, then Euro USD will go up. So we combine sentiment with structure, liquidity concepts, with psychology and risk management. Okay? So you don't have to wonder what the paid knowledge will look for. Let's tell you what the paid knowledge looks like. With the paid knowledge, you see how we take it. Then you see our value flow models. Because now we only showed you DXY. We have many more value flow models, quite a lot. We have value flow models for equities, value flow models for precious metals, value flow models for crypto, value flow models for anything that moves. We have value flow models that we've created. And then you get a chance to ask us questions. But now, if you enroll for the TDA Plus, how do you enroll? Open an OptiFX account, fund with $100. You will see Demola taking the trades and explaining these concepts to you. So what we have done here is we've tried to make as many opportunities as possible with the lowest possible cost. So OptiFX has made it possible for us to teach this TDA without you being charged. And then when you now fund, you have the chance to get signals without being charged. And of course, if you now want to know what we know and see it, so you can do your analysis on the side Then you now hear us coming to do the same analysis. You now be confident. And then you now have the chance to ask questions. This is how we have created our packages at Value Flow Trading. Of course, we also have our robots. For those of you who can afford them, that will be taking trades for you, scalping robots, so that when structure is not too clear, you are still making some income. We have, in the words of Inda Boski Pahose, sorry, we laugh a lot on the floor. That's how we relieve tension. We have Abito Shaker. We have Abito Shaker. We call our EA Abito Shaker. We have, which other one? Gandusa. Thank you. We have EAs that we have not used.
Exactly.
All these EAs will make you remorse. It will make you remorse. You will be rich like remorse. So we're going to change all our EAs and give them all these names. Yes, they have their limitations, but that's why you understand structure. All right? So thank you, everyone. Let me hand over to my guys back at the floor. Thank you so much. Invite people. There is value here. We're not ashamed. When we make mistakes, we'll tell you we've made mistakes. When we've made money, we'll tell you we've made money, withdraw. All right? Those who did our account management on prop, they've withdrawn this week. So it's our goal to help everyone gradually. We'll take it from there. All right, over to you guys at the floor. For those of you guys who saw Cynthia, you want to send her some birthday, I don't know, $5, $10, $200, or you are looking and say, oh, maybe you want to take the conversation to the next level in the spirit of Valentine. Yeah.
Account details in the chat box.
Yeah.
Please go and type it. Go and type it.
Feel free. All right. Thank you very much. Over to you guys on the floor. Have a great day. Trade safe. Cheers. God bless.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right.
All right. That's it. You've had it all. And make sure you follow the link in the chat box. Share the TDA link to everyone. And at the same time, register your account, sign up with OptaFS, fund with as low as $100, then send us the screenshot on Telegram. We follow you up and add you to our TDA Plus group, where you have the opportunity to trade live with us. At the same time, next week is our ATM cash flow training. By next week, coming up next week. So make sure you are part of it. And it's just going for 100,000 naira. Let's say $100,000. Just 100,000 naira. Make sure you enroll for that and take the full advantage of it. We also have some other courses such as Sunshine Scalping, our FS Bootcamp, our Value Flow Models, and our ATM Plus. So reach out to us for more details on all those courses and you get value for it. Like we said, this TDA session is powered by OptaFS, and the only way you can say thumbs up and thank you to OptaFS is by signing up, and also let us hold your hands to trade profitably in this industry. You too can join the winning team by also joining us here, and we definitely will do that. Yes, it's MT4. It's MT4. MT4, Mr. Peter B. MT4, all right? Yeah, so till we meet again today in the afternoon for the New York TDA session, trade safely. When we see our setup, we are going to mark it out and send it to our TDA Plus group. Make sure you trade cautiously and use your proper risk management strategy. Follow every one of us on IG. That is our Instagram handle there in the chat box. And also follow at Value Flow Trading. And you are going to get value for you following us. Thank you. Cheers. God bless. See you. 3 p.m. is the time for the New York session, TDA again. So we see how we are going to scrap session. Cheers.